guys, it's Amy from Throne Elements Pottery, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to slab build. Of course, you need to know how to make a slab. So all you need is a ball of clay and a rolling pin. If you're at home and you don't have a rolling pin, have no fear. You can also use a bottle, you can use a wine bottle, any kind of tube to roll out with as well. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to flatten your ball of clay. Now you can throw it against the table a couple times. That works for you. Personally, I like to use the meaty part of my hand and press down and kind of flatten my clay this way. Once I do one side, I'm gonna flip it and do the same. Once I have a pretty circular piece of clay, now I can start rolling. Like I said, I'm gonna use a rolling pin today. Any rolling pin will do if you're doing this at home. Clay is completely washable and safe. So if you use the one you cook with for cookies and stuff too, you're totally fine. I'm going to roll out my slab, and I like to rotate the piece of clay when I'm doing this, so that way my pressure is even all the way around. If you're younger or smaller, it also helps to stand up when you're doing this step. Now we're really looking for an even thickness here, so your slab should be no thicker than your pinky or thinner than your pinky. It should be right around there. It's okay if your clay is a little bit thinner because clay is bendable, but you don't want it too thin or your slab might break. You may be asking yourself, what can I do with a huge piece of clay? Well, that's a good question, and slabs are very versatile. You can use them to drape into other forms, you can wrap them around forms, you can carve into them, cut into them, and of course make handles out of them. So today I'm going to show you making a cup and some other accent ideas too. First, you're going to want to make sure that you have a ruler and something to cut with. If you get a kit from us, you'll get some skewers. If you're doing this at home, a butter knife works fine as well. Of course, a butter knife, not a real knife. And I'm going to cut a rectangle that will wrap around my bottle. I cut out a perfect rectangle and I just used my ruler and guessed about what side would be correct. Now I'm going to use a bottle, could be anything really that you have at home that's around this shape. I wrapped it in a paper towel so the clay doesn't stick to our bottle. And now I'm going to line up the bottom of the bottle with the bottom of the slab of clay and roll it like this. And now, because we're attaching these two sides together, we're going to need to slip and score. So make sure you have your slip and make sure you have your fork, and you can slip and score these together. Once both sides are slipped and scored, you can press them together. If you don't like this folded over look, you can easily blend it out, or you can keep the folded look. All right, now I have a cup, right? Actually, it doesn't have a bottom. So if you need to make a bottom of your cup, use another piece of your slab and trace the bottom and then slip and score the same way. I got my circle, so now I'm gonna slip and score. I slipped and scored the bottom, and I'm gonna smooth it out. I don't know about you, but I think this guy's a little bit boring, so I'm going to add some other cookie cutter shapes and show you some more techniques with slabs. First, I'm gonna roll out another one. While re-rolling out my slab, I got a huge air bubble, and if that happens to your clay, that's totally okay. Use your skewer to pop it and then smooth it out. We do not want air bubbles in our clay, otherwise they expand when it's fired and then they can crack. Now I have a little slab that I rolled out, and what we're gonna do is attach some cute stuff to this. I don't know about you, but this cup's a little bit too plain for me. So it's really easy to do at home. If you don't have cookie cutters, you can just use a skewer or a butter knife to cut into here. If you do have cookie cutters, because we have a bunch at the studio, you can use these and press into your slab as well. Just like you would when you're baking cookies. Put it in there, pop them out. I think today I'm gonna go with a ocean vibe and use some fish, and then I'm gonna carve my initial in there too. Now I'm gonna use the skewer to write my initial. Just like anything else you're making with clay, you need to scratch and attach both sides of this clay and whatever you're attaching. So I'm going to use some slip and score to scratch on the back of my letters, and then also where I'm placing the letter. So now, before you're done, you have to take out your bottle, and this is good because you used your paper towel in there. And now you have a cup completely made out of slabs. Thanks for learning how to make slabs with us, and of course, the many tips and tricks you can use when working with slabs. There are a billion ways to work with clay, and slabs are just one of them. Have fun on your next project, and we hope to see you soon.